And big one, both watched Planes, Trains, Automobiles.
Yes, so I did a just normal rewatch, but I know you did a 4K rewatch
I
and
did
with some deleted scenes. So
4K
yeah,
deleted
so
scenes.
you talk first.
I'll just say the 4K I thought looked very good.
Good.
Um, I the deleted scenes are not in 4K. They're the raw negative, so it's VHS
Yeah,
quality, which is fine. I mean, they're not going to remaster that film. I mean, it's
yeah.
40 years old and they just didn't do it. But it is nice to see all of the deleted scenes. I will say, I made a note here. So just a few of them were there was the airport gate area. Remember where he says, I knew you," and
Yeah.
and all that. That was much longer. I mean, that was like a 15-minute scene,
Uh,
but they could have kept it in because it was John Candy and Steve Martin ad-libbing, and there was no error. It was like at one point John Candy's like flicking something out of his teeth into a trash can and like makes it. It was just gold, but you can't
yeah.
have a 3-hour movie. But
Yeah.
the other ones I could see why they it was all good. The hardest job I think was the editor and John Hughes deciding what to keep in, but they cut out the right amount, I think.
Gotcha. Now, do those deleted scenes include, because I know the original script, or I don't know if it's original script or cut, had more like his wife thought he was having an affair and kind of, and some of that still comes through that when she's on the phone, if you know that now watching the movie, her concern when he calls all this time is like, she's not believing him.
Yeah.
And then her reaction to when she does see John Candy at the end, like, it's like, if you kind of know that going in, you're like, oh, this is why she's kind of acting this way.
Right.
Even though it seems kind of a not strange performance, but it's like she made some strange choices if she's should be worried that her husband is just not going to
Right.
be able
Like
to
why
make
is
it
she
home on
crying at
Christmas.
the end when
Yeah,
he
and stuff
walks
like
in?
that. Yeah, like because she was expecting either him not to come home or maybe he's going to come home with a floozy. I don't know. But I don't know if
Right.
we're in any of those in the deleted scenes or did that not even make
Yeah,
the
yeah.
delete?
There most of the scenes were actually they were all extended.
Okay,
There was only one scene that was deleted, and it was that one. So,
gotcha.
like in the original script, it alludes to her worry about him having an affair, and there's an extended, a deleted scene where she's in the kitchen with her mom, with her mother, and it was right when the second night when they're at the hotel, Neal and Dell, and her mother's like, "Oh, he'll be home," and it's like, "Mom, it just gets more and more. I don't know who he's with, and he's not coming." I'm so glad they took that
Yeah.
aspect of the story out. But you're absolutely right, though. It makes sense because there's the one scene that they left in the movie where it's like, "What's going on, Neal?" And she's like mad, and it's like
Yeah.
the guy's stuck in the snow. Why are you give him
Yeah,
a chance?
he doesn't seem to be gone that long. You know what I mean? Like there's
Right.
no pattern they ever set up. Like he's like always traveling, like but
Yeah.
something just kind of seems off. And you're
You're
like,
absolutely
and
right.
you look at her like, what? Why is she being kind of a bee? He's the one, like,
Yeah, he's trying
yeah,
to get home to you.
yeah. But then if that was in the movie, it would have been this weird whiplash of tone. I think I was like, is this still funny? Or like, or be like,
Right.
don't go home.
It's
Like,
it, it's so you're so right with that because the
yeah,
pacing would have been off and they wouldn't really be able to resolve it. I mean, even after he comes home, it's like, hey, I really was with the guy. It's like, but your wife still thinks you like mess around. Like, shouldn't
yeah.
you?
Yeah.
It would just
So
taint the story.
you'll never make the six.
You'll never make the six. I do love just throwaway little shots in the opening when Steve Martin's running and there's the guy and they're both like getting and the guy does like a little dance kind of and then after
Bacon.
Kevin Bacon gets to the cab he does a little salute. uh but the other ones though they were just long extended
Yeah.
scenes. The one I would say is really I'm glad they cut this out too is when they're going to the Braidmore Inn and they're with Doobie's cab. We met Doobie the
Yeah.
actor. That guy, as he calls himself, that was much longer and darker. He was talking about like, well, I could just take you out and kill you right now, and they're like, hey, let's apologize. And it was a little dark, and they did a great job of cutting out
Yeah.
the rest. So,
Uh,
uh,
well,
yeah,
like we said, I vividly remember seeing it, 17 years old, and obviously John Hughes was he was still kind of do no wrong. every year he'd come out with another one.
Right. And this was
And
like
then
his first grown-up one, if you will.
yeah, and then but they are watching She's Having a Baby. Did that come out before or after this? I can't remember. But
It
but I
came
do
out before, I
before.
think. Yeah, because she's watching, she's having a
I know
baby.
she's watching, yeah, but I'm gonna burn the sheets. But I
Yeah.
also remember because there was like I was obviously I John Hughes is a great soundtrack needle dropper, and so he always kind of knew what music to use. And so I remember Book of Love,
Yeah.
Modigliani kind of is used, but he also kind of used that as the actual soundtrack too, not just the song as well. So,
Right, right. It's good
but yeah,
incorporation. The
yeah,
Before I ask you about it, I just want to say the one thing that was really bizarre was the most iconic scene in the movie is I like me, you know. My wife likes me, my customers like me. The thing that triggers the rant with Steve Martin in the film is he clears his nostrils
yes,
and he gets up. But in the original scene, it's the same cut. It's just they cut out the extra dialogue. He goes, I gotta fart something fierce. And then that's what sets him off. And then he repeats it when he's like, you're a chatty Cathy doll. What do
yeah,
you mean fart something fierce? What are you, 14?
yeah,
The pacing, that would have taken the whole thing to another level, like a gross
yeah,
comic factor. I'm glad they took that out because it was like it was kind of funny and I don't know. It was they used a lot of juvenile humor that they did take out, but that was a longer piece too.
yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. But what did you think of it? You
Yeah,
watched the
I
original
don't
cut?
watch it too often because I also feel it's like I know it's your all-time favorite. If I'm
But you
wrong
got to
there, yeah,
respect it though,
yeah,
right? You can only watch
yeah,
it like once a year. You
yeah.
can't.
Because
Yeah.
otherwise it gets kind of a little too is like no,
Yeah, you get
like
tired of it.
yeah. And but I like it enough, and I
It's
don't
not the
watch it
stand.
enough that I'm like, oh yeah, this cameo and that cam, people that don't normally kind of show up. Oh, speaking of
Like your
cameos.
friend that you said gobble gobble.
But oh, I love Edie. Like Edie McClurg, what she has
Oh,
3 lines in that movie, or
yeah,
while
but
she's
they're all
talking on the
great.
phone. Yeah, which is also one. She's just like perfect in that one scene role. It's like oh, and she's like talking on the phone, gobble
Oh
gobble.
dear. Right.
Do
And
you
your
have
picture with
your
her was great.
Rentilic? You have your Rentilic. And I think she
What?
refuses to sign her line because if you go to her tables, she goes that she won't put any swear words and stuff like that. So
Oh,
I'm
good
sure
for
people
her.
want her to sign your effed on the planes,
Yeah.
trains, and automobile, and she doesn't. But it's like, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right,
But you also
right.
reminded me, I forgot two things when I was going back to Christmas Vacation because they're kind of together, these holiday movies.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, speaking of Julie Louis-Dreyfus's boyfriend or husband, uh, is the brother of Christopher Guest, Jamie Lee Curtis's husband. Um, and
The actor.
yeah, I did not realize that.
Oh, that's
I was like,
cool.
yeah, it's kind of a small world. He didn't do too much acting; it was like a lot of voiceover, apparently. I'm like, oh, this kind of makes sense, because smart directors kind of also kind of fill their cast with good comedic people, and so forth. But yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
and
I didn't know that. I had no idea.
also yeah, and also speaking of, I also wore this.
Oh, you got it.
Thank you for this shirt.
I don't
I
know,
don't
Margot.
know, Margot,
I'm glad you like it.
which that was a good line. I remember even
That is a
first
great line.
opening weekend. I remember that line. What was
Oh, do you?
I
I
already
love
knew. Yeah,
that.
I remember. Yeah, I remember that line. And now it's a t-shirt thing. It's funny. Like, it's these things that who knew that there'd just be t-shirts for these things. 30
We
years
never
later.
would
Yeah,
imagine
yeah,
that, right?
yeah.
And that's my favorite line because of you. You've said that. You watch it, you're like, that is a great line.
I don't know. And why is the carpet all wet, Todd? Well, I think they do make matching shirt. They have shirts that you can buy
Oh,
where like the husband wears. And why is the
yeah.
carpet all wet, Todd? And like, I don't know, Margot. Like,
Wasn't a vacation? You're absolutely right. Weren't they supposed to or maybe it was deleted scene of vacation where the Santa sleigh actually crashes into them through their house at the end, but they took it out because it was like
oh, I don't know.
too much.
Yeah. They do enough, and that's the thing with
Because they
Christmas
do
Vacation.
enough.
They have enough bits and pieces, and that's why, um, yeah, I think it kind of works because it's not obviously it's a Chevy Chase vehicle, but they have such a great supporting cast and all the kind of other things happening around that it doesn't become overly Chase. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It right. Yeah, because that was a Chevy Chase vehicle,
yeah,
but they spread it out enough.
yeah. But so sorry, not to deviate from planes,
No,
trains,
no.
and
They're
automobiles,
all. It's
but
all.
But um,
Intertwined.
but yeah, I remember, and I think I saw Planes, Trains. I think it might have been a sneak preview screening. Because I used to love to see movies a few days early. So I remember
Oh,
I'd always try to get
nice.
into those. Yeah. So
Yeah, that's a great one to
yeah,
see
yeah,
theatrically. So yeah, Planes,
yeah.
Trains, and Automobiles. Check it out, kids. Uh oh, the one more last thing. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Do you remember the Oshkonagan truck scene when they're going to Chicago at the end?
Yes.
Uh, that was a cheese truck, but they could smell it, so that
Oh,
they cut that out because that was like, don't you wish you just had my feet to worry about now? Ha ha,
yeah.
because it like stunk in there.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they cut it out because at that point it was already turning the tides of like he's almost home. Dell's getting kind of like
Yeah.
antsy and lonely. The gags were over at that point, so
Yeah.
they did cut that, but that was like a whole nother
Yeah.
slapstick like thing.